Grandma Wing, a ghost friend. The story you're about to hear is true, and it happened right here in Thailand. The strange story I'm about to tell you, listeners, is something Mr. Manop recounted. He said he knew an old woman named Grandma Wing. This old woman, Wing, has seen many people die, some even right before her eyes. This is because he often stayed overnight at the homes of sick people as a neighbor. He's been doing this since he was middle-aged. Now, at his age, he says he'll be 90 in 3 years, which means he's already 87. This old woman, Wing, is thin and small, but she looks strong. Although her skin is all wrinkled, strangely enough, her eyes and hearing are still quite good. His legs and feet ached a little, but it wasn't serious. He spoke in a cheerful mood, saying he was fine and still managing whenever anyone asked. Manop met her at his mother's house in Ang Thong province when his mother was ill. Manop stayed with his mother for a month. It was Grandma Wing who came to visit, riding on the back of her grandson's red motorcycle, which he drove her to. In the old days, Grandma Wing was strong and healthy, walking around freely from house to house in the north and south. If anyone was sick, she would regularly visit and inquire about their well-being. He told me that in this village, back in the old days, whenever someone was born, died, or was sick, he would go. He wasn't told or invited. He would just go. His grandparents did the same thing. So, we go to be friends and provide comfort. If there's someone in any community who's sick or injured, it's heartbreaking, so we go and be their friend. Staying overnight in the countryside can be scary. If someone's condition worsens, we can help each other. The patient's relatives also like it because they have someone to talk to, which helps them relax and ease their worries. People really show empathy for each other when they're sick. When someone in a house is ill, the people living there don't feel at ease. Having someone stay overnight brings some comfort and cheer. It's like having a friend. In the old days, there were no hospitals like there are today. People treated themselves as best they could. When someone in a family was sick, they would go to a traditional healer. After the healer examined them, he would prescribe herbal medicine, which was boiled in an earthenware pot and consumed until they recovered. Or, if they didn't recover, they would simply die. When you die, you're taken to the temple. That's why nighttime is so scary. If the patient's condition worsens, people at home become disheartened because there are no doctors available and it gets dark before they can find one. Staying overnight to care for the patient allows them to help each other. Grandma Wing didn't go alone. There were several others like Grandma Chiak, Grandma Chu, and Grandma Kiao. Anyone who was free went along. At least 2 people were needed. But those I mentioned earlier, Grandma Chiak, Grandma Chue, Grandma Kiao, are all gone now. They've all passed away with the passage of time. Only Grandma Wing remains. Grandma Wing recounted that people who are close to death don't just pass away suddenly. There are often warning signs beforehand. I've seen many people have strange dreams. Some dream that their houses collapse completely. The wood and everything else falls apart, becoming a pile of rubble. The roof is gone. All the wood is lying on the ground. Furthermore, some people have observed that the spokes of the carts that were used to haul rice had come loose from the wheels. They fell off like teeth falling from gums. People who have dreams or see things like that don't last long. They usually pass away within 3 or 7 days. It's as if the person is trying to tell them something or showing them something that's happening. And besides, children are really scared of dying people. They won't go near them. The part about the child not being sensible and afraid of catching diseases. No, it's a baby who doesn't know anything yet. The ghost housekeeper, Mr. Kla, is a young, ambitious man who graduated with an engineering degree and has a high-paying job, but unfortunately, he was involved in a car accident, suffered serious injuries, and had to learn to walk again. Because Kla's parents were both university professors and didn't have time to care for him, they hired a housekeeper recommended by Kla's sister. The housekeeper was Mrs. Soy, a 48-year-old widow from a poor background, and she had a daughter, Somsri, 17 years old, who was beautiful but had sad eyes. Kla's parents gladly hired them both, paying only one person a salary but providing them with good food and care. The mother and daughter were easy to manage and took good care of Kla, who developed feelings of pity and affection for them. Kla has a girlfriend named Tharika, who works in the same accounting department. She and her mother often visit Kla. When Tharika saw that Somsri was more beautiful than herself, she became jealous and tried to ask to take Somsri as a servant in her house, but Nang Soy refused. One day, out of spite, Tharika deliberately tripped Somsri, causing her to fall. The soup bowl broke, and the soup splashed into Somsri's eyes, causing a burning sensation. Nang Soy immediately realized that Tharika had intentionally done this to her daughter. Kla and his parents rushed to help and cared for Somsri with concern. This only further angered Tharika, who then insulted Somsri, saying she lacked good manners. Later, Tharika fell ill with a fever, and her body rapidly lost weight. She couldn't get up during the day and couldn't eat anything, but she had to get up at night to look for food in the kitchen. Around the same time, neighbors informed Kla's father that at midnight, they saw flashing lights floating out of the maid's room towards the west, which they believed to be a Krasue ghost. Tharika's condition worsened, and she had to be hospitalized. Kla visited her and found her so thin that her eyes were vacant, like a walking corpse. The doctors couldn't find the cause of her illness. One night, Kla couldn't sleep and also saw flashing lights floating out of Nang Soy and Somsri's room. Kla felt attracted to Somsri and impulsively hugged and kissed her. But Somsri pushed him away, crying and saying she wasn't a toy. That night, Kla had a nightmare that Tharika scolded him for liking a Krasue, a type of Thai ghost, and said the Krasue had eaten all of her organs. Tharika finally died. Her body decomposed rapidly within less than an hour, and her abdomen was empty, as if nothing was left. The elder said that these symptoms meant they were possessed by a malevolent spirit, either a pop or a Krasue, a type of Thai ghost. At the funeral, Soy and Somsri helped with the arrangements, but avoided them, staying only in the kitchen and refusing to listen to the monks chanting. Neighbors showed the Kla family photos and videos of the lights. Kla's father then decided to install CCTV cameras to secretly monitor the situation for confirmation. Kla gave Somsri 7,000 baht to buy a mobile phone so they could stay in contact if they had to separate. Mrs. Soy warned her daughter to be humble because their social standing was vastly different. Later, Kla's father himself saw a vision of a ball of light floating out of the mother and son's room. But before they could be asked to leave, Mrs. Soy and Somsri packed their bags and resigned on their own. Kla's mother gave them a monetary gift as a token of gratitude for their good care. Kla's father concluded that even though they were Krasue, a type of Thai ghost, they were still grateful and would never harm their benefactors. Another story is about Mr. Chian and Mrs. Mayu, a married couple who relocated and rented rice fields from Grandpa Wa and Grandma Fa to make a living. The elderly couple took pity on the villagers and allowed them to farm the land for free for the first year, along with sharing their belongings. One night, while staying in their hut by the rice field, a handsome young man named Fawn came asking for food, saying he smelled the snail curry. The villager, feeling sorry for him, gave him rice and curry. Fawn said he would help weed the field in return. Before leaving, Fawn also gave the villagers some advice about karma and doing good deeds. The next morning, the cat found that the rice and curry in the bowl was still there, as if no one had eaten them. But when she looked at the rice field, the overgrown weeds had been neatly pulled out throughout the entire plot. The couple hurried to tell their grandparents, and that's when they learned the truth. The general was the son of Grandpa Wak and Grandma Fa, who had suffered from epilepsy and drowned in the rice field 4 years earlier. Mr. Chian therefore decided to become a monk for 15 days to dedicate merit to the ghost of the general. That evening, the woman prepared one last meal of bitter snail curry for the general and vowed never to eat bitter snails again for the rest of her life. After Mr. Chian became a monk and later disrobed, the two of them lived and earned their living happily there for many years. Thank you for listening to Thai Local Tales. I'm Captain Piroj. Until our next journey together, take care, stay curious.